Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Go to the church,
Tawali man, what's up?
Man, can you imagine people just dump everywhere? Someone drinks water and throws the bottle wherever.
Come on, Rogers. What else do you expect people to do with an empty bottle?
Simanya now, do you know that plastics take at least 450 years to decompose?
What? That's a long time.
Exactly. Because plastics are made out of a lightweight and flexible material that doesn't decompose easily. And plastics everywhere in the environment cause plastic pollution.
What is plastic pollution now?
It is the accumulation of plastic waste in the environment, like bottles, polythene bags, straws. All of these contribute to plastic pollution.
I have been using them without knowing their effect.
Yeah, a lot of people have. Plastics are a danger to the ecosystem, both on land and in water.
So how can we overcome this problem? Is there something we can do?
Oh yes, we can reduce by minimizing the use of plastics, reuse by repurposing them, or recycle by collecting and processing them into new products.
Everyone wants to change the world, but no one wants to change themselves for the world.
How about we change our habits for the world?
And it starts with me and you.
This message is brought to you by Alternative Digitalk. The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Wasozoota gumunanga tukereddeko program kyogenda maaso n'okubanga olaba The Mighty Drive era nga ebeerawo okuva ku Mande okutuuka olwokutaano ziba ssaawa 2 ez'okumakya okutuukira ddala ate ku ssaawa 4 ez'akalasamayanzi. Nze Omumbejja Luwedde Lilian era nga munnange okubanga nkutuusako akanyomero aka Mighty Global News Updates ate naawe osobole okuba ng'otegeera ebimu ku ebyo ebikoze amawulire wano mu Uganda n'ebitundu by'eggwanga ebyenjawulo weewaawo n'amawanga agatuliraanye. Ennaku z'omwezi ziri 3 tuli mwezi ogw'omunaana omwaka 2023 era nga programu eno ey'olunaku olwaleero egenda kubeerako abagenyi okuli mwami Wasike Melchizedek era ng'ono ye Managing Director wa Internship Agency Uganda Limited, gattako omukulu Sserugo Osbert era ng'ono ye branch manager wa Kampala Central wa Red Cross. Bagenda kubanga boogera ku nsonga eza Red Cross n'ebirala ebigwa mu kkowa eryo. Soberako ate programu nsobole okubanga oginyumirwa. Omukulu Rogers Habwe agenda kubanga ate abakutuusaako butereevu. So tulakalira ate programu naawe esobole okubanga munnange kunyumira naye nga tetunnagituukamu ngenda kubanga nkuwa ebimu ku ebyo byakoze amawulire ate naawe osobole okubanga obitegeera bulungi nnyo omanye byabadde ate gwe gy'otasobodde kubanga obeera. Akalulu ka 2026 bwe twogerera nno munnange ko kengeredde ddala akakiiko k'ebyokulonda wano mu ggwanga erya Uganda nga kakulemberwa omulamuzi Simon Byabakama. Olunaku olw'eggulo ate munnange batongozza munnange baba balaunchinze roadmap y'akalulu ka 2026 bwe kanaatambula na biki munnange bigenda okubanga bigoberwa bula nga bano nno munnange beetaagira ddala ensimbi ate eziri eyo mu buwumbi munnange okubanga bategeka akalulu kano ebyetaagisa okubanga bikolebwa okuteekateeka ebifo awagenda okubanga walondebwa okutegeka oba ate munnange enkala z'abalonzi n'ebirala bingi nnyo era nga munnange mukulu Byabakama yatutegeezezza nti kino kye baliko oba launch eno gye balaunchinze ya roadmap ya 2026 elections tekiwa mwaganya abo bonna abaagala okwesimba oba beegwanyiza ebifo by'obukulembeze obw'enjawulo ate okutandika okuswaggula akalulu nti munnange ekiseera bwe kinaba kituuse bajja kubanga bakkirizibwa era nga munnange ne Prime Minister ku mukolo gwe yabaddeko butereevu nnyo n'ategeeza nti kino kye bakikoze obudde bukyali okusobola okubayambako ate okunoonya ssente zigenda okuba nga zikola munnange emirimu egyo gyonna era nga kino era kyakubayambako ate okusobola okuba nga beeteekateeka okukola ekyo kyonna ekisaanidde okuba nga kikolebwa okulaba nti okulonda kwa 2026 ate kubeerawo era nga munnange kutambulira ddala bulungi. Akalulu kano munnange kakubeerawo mu January wa 2026 ng'ennaku z'omwezi 15 okusinziira ate ku bakakiiko k'ebyokulonda nga bwe bategeezezza mu roadmap eno ate gye batongozza olunaku olw'eggulu era nga munnange mu buufu obwo bwe bumu ate minisita avunaanyizibwa ku by'amateeka Norbert Mao ono nno ye yasabye Ssaabaminisita Robinah Nabbanja okubanga munnange ayanguyiriza ate mu kukola enteekateeka z'okutwala ennongoosereza mu mateeka g'ebyokulonda mu Parliament era munnange ziyisibwe Uganda ate okunno wenaava okwetegekera ate okulonda kwa bonna okusuubira okubaawo mu mwaka ogwa 2026 era still ono naye yabyogeredde ku mukolo gwe gumu munnange ogw'okutongoza enteekateeka egenda okuba nga egobererwa ate munnange mu kulonda okunaabeerawo mu mwaka ogwa 2026 naye ku mukolo guno kwabaddeko ate munnange abakulembeze ab'enjawulo abava mu bitongole ebyobwannakyewa n'abalala bangi nnyo naye nga bo abali ku ludda oluvuganya gavumenti munnange tebaakiise n'ebirala bingi nnyo ebyabadde ku kutongoza enteekateeka y'okulonda kwa 2026 ebimu ku ebyo byosobodde okuba nga olaba ku screen yo ebigenda okuba nga bigobererwa okusobola okulaba nti ate munnange okulonda kuno kutambulira ddala bulungi nnyo wabula mulamuzi Simon Byabakama yategeezezza nti bajeti yaabwe erinnya okusinziira ate ku nsonga ez'enjawulo nti ebikozesebwa munnange birinnya ebbeeyi buli lukya so nga ate watondebwawo ebifo ebirondebwamu ebirala buli kulonda bwe kubeera nga kutuuse so ebyo nno munnange bye bimu ku ebyo omulamuzi Byabakama bye yakoonyeeko ate nga balonkinga munnange enteekateeka y'okulonda kwa 2026 nga bwe kunaatambula kale ery'eggulire ngenda kuba nalyo ndivaako ate munnange neeyongereyo ababaka ba Parliament munnange baagala gavumenti eweere okusiba zzaala oluvannyuma lw'okukizuula nti munnange ebyuma ebikozesebwa kampani ez'enjawulo ate tebituukakanye na mutindo era nga munnange bino nno babyeyambisa kubba bannayuganda era nga mu mwaka ogwa 2021 ne 2022 ekitongole ekivunaanyizibwa ku bibanda bya zzaala kiyite ki National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board munnange kyakwatira ddala ebyuma ebisobera ddala mu 1000 munnange nga bino byali bikozesebwa kampuni ez'enjawulo naye nga ate zirina lukusa kubanga zikola omulimu guno so ebyo nabyo bwe binaatambulira tujja kweyongera okubanga tubibatuusaako abantu abawerera ddala 20 be bagambibwa okuba nti baagudde mu mazzi oluvannyuma lw'eryato munnange ery'etisi ly'emigugu kwe babadde batambulira bwe lyabbidde ku mwalo gw'ensaazi mu disitulikiti y'e Mukono era nga munnange kigambibwa nti abantu abaali baddeko ate babadde basobera ddala mu 30 naye kigambibwa nti 20 wakati wa 20 n'abirimu be bagambibwa okuba nti baafiiridde mu njega eno era nga waliwo bakaawonawo munnange era eryato lino nti lyabadde liva kyamuswa mu Kalangala era nga ligenda e Kasenyi mu district y'e Wakiso era nga mu kiro munnange ekyakeezeza olunaku lw'eggulo omugoba yalwanye okubanga alitwala okulituusa ku mwalo gw'ensaazi naye munnange ne liyingiramu amazzi era ne libbira poliisi ey'oku mazzi munnange n'ebitongole ebikuumaddembe bo olunaku olw'eggulo basiibye banoonya emirambo gyabo abagambibwa okuba nti be babbidde mu mazzi era nga munnange waliwo ejjajjiddwayo newankubadde nti waliwo abatannaba kubanga bazuulibwa era nga ab'eŋŋanda z'abagenzi basiibyewo awo Kasenyi ku mwalo okusobola okulaba nti munnange abantu baabwe banoonyezebwa ate basobole okubanga batwalibwa okuziikibwa. Naye nno munnange wadde enjege eno yabaddewo munnange tekyalobedde ate bantu balala kukozesa nnyanja na kusaabala okuva mu bitundu ebyenjawulo okudda ate mu bitundu ebirala. Era nga tusaba emyoyo gy'abagenzi Mukama Katonda agiramuze kisa. Naye nga era still kwabo bennyini ababadde ku lyato lino kigambibwa nti waliwo abawonyeewo era nga munnange bo bannyonnyodde enjege eno butya bwe yatuuseewo nti munnange omuyaga ogwabakubye gwe gwabaviiriddeko okubanga eryato kwe babadde basaabalira ate munnange libbira. Ku ddakiika 15 ezakayita ku ssaawa 2 ez'amakya g'olunaku olwaleero the Mighty Global News Updates zogenda maaso n'okubanga olaba nseyo Mumbejja Luwedde Lilian kankwongereyo ate neggulire eddala olwo nno wangenze Jinja kooti enkulu ejinja era nga munnange eno nno ekulirwa omulamuzi Winfred Nabisinde yasindisa ate omusumba Peter Joseph Sserubiri era nga munnange ono asumba ekkanisa ya Deliverance and Healing Ministry mu kkomera yeebakeyo ebbanga ly'obulamu bwe bwonna munnange erisigadde ku nsi kuno oluvannyuma lw'okukkiriza nti yasaddaaka omwana ow'emyaka 4 egy'obukulu. Sserubiri munnange tavunaanibwa yekka wabula avunaanibwa ne bannaabalala babiri nga bwogenda mu maaso n'okubanga obalaba ku screens okuli Namaganda ne Ismail Sekabira era nga munnange bano bo musango gino bajeeganye era nga munnange okunoonyereza ate ko kukyagendera ddala mu maaso. Naye nga omukulu Joseph Sserubiri ye ate yasindikiddwa dda mu nkomyo okubanga yeebakirayo ddala emyaka gyonna gy'asigaza egy'obulamu bwe ate asobole okubanga asaavinga munnange kibonerezo eky'omusango guno gwe yazza ogw'okutta omwana ow'emyaka 4 gyokka egy'obukulu. Kale kikolwa munnange kyennyamiza ate munnange obulamu bw'omwana oyo ne bubanga bwakomezebwa ku myaka emito ennyo ate munnange gy'alina. So eryeggulire ate nalyo siggulire ddungi era teriwoomeza ddala nakabululu. Munnange bwe mbanga nvuddewaawo ate olunaku olw'eggulo munnakibiina kya National Unity Platform abadde amanyiddwa nga Musaayi William Byarugaba era ng'ono nno munnange yabadde akulira ekiwayi ky'abakadde mu kibiina ekya National Unity Platform olunaku olw'eggulo omubiri gwe gwatuusiddwa mu ggwanga era munnange ku kisaawe Entebbe abakungu ab'ekibiina ekya National Unity Platform babaddewo nnyo okubanga ate baaniriza omubiri gwe. Musaayi William ono nno munnange yafiira mu ggwanga erya Amerika bwe yali atwaliddwa ate okubanga ajjanjabwa sabbiiti ndowooza nga 2 eziyiseewo. Tusaba omwoyo gw'omugenzi ate Omukama Katonda agulamuze kisa. Abo nvuddewo njagala ate neeyongereyo nti nettine muggulire ddala obudde tebuntwala bulungi nnyo so njagala nsobole okubanga ebimu ku ebyo mbiyitamu lukwakwayo naawe osobole okubanga otegeera ate ebyabaddewo ebyabadde mu bitundu by'eggwanga ebyenjawulo weewaawo n'amawanga munnange agatuliraanye. Kakati ŋŋendagendako wano ku muliraano mu ggwanga erya Rwanda ng'eno nno munnange gavumenti yataddewo kafyu ate eri aba non-essential workers munnange abo nno abakolera ddala ekiro abakola mu budde obw'ekiro ng'omutwaliramu amabaala ate n'ebirala ebyenjawulo era nga kino kyakoleddwa gavumenti okubanga kikendeeza ku ekyo kye bayita noise pollution era nga munnange move eno yanyiizizza nnyo abakulira oba bannannyini mabaala ate munnange bano ababadde bakola ekiro era nga munnange bagamba nti obudde bwe baabawadde ate bugenda kubanga bukosa emirimu gyabwe era nga kino nno gavumenti nti yalibadde ekitunulamu ate okubanga kafyu eno munnange eggyibwawo obanga bongerayo ku budde okuva ku ssaawa munnange 7 ku nnaku ez'okukola so nga ate ku weekend so ng'ate ku weekend zijja kuba ssaawa 8 eyo nno mu Matumbi. So munnange weekends bo zibabala kwe kuli Friday okwo nno ne Saturday, era nga munnange directive eno egenda kubanga etandika okubanga ekola mu mwezi ogw'omwenda okuva nga ennaku z'omwezi lumu omwezi ogw'omwenda munnange kino nno bwe kigenda okubanga kiteekebwa ate mu nkola. Kino nno nga bwe nkugambye nti kigendereddwamu kukendeeza ku noise pollution ebadde nga ebeerawo ate munnange ng'ereetebwa night clubs zino ate basobole okubanga bakendeezaako munnange ku mbeekuulo ebadde nga ebeerawo ekiro era nga eva ku bakulu bano aba owninga night clubs babataddeko kafyu. So nabyo gye binaggwera ffe tujja kubanga ate twongera okubanga tubikutuusaako. Mu byemizannyo ttiimu y'eggwanga ey'abakyala ey'okubaka bagiyite She Cranes munnange yakubye Wolds bugoba 7-3 era nga kino kyagitangazisizza emikisa gyayo egy'okumalira mu bifo ebyokumwanjo mu mpaka z'ekikopo ky'ensi yonna ez'okubaka. Kakati egenda kubanga emeggana n'eggwanga erya South Africa ate ndowooza gye binaggwera tujja kubanga tweyongera okulaba ate munnange bwe bitambudde. So eggwanga lya Uganda oba abaana aba She Cranes tweyongera okubanga tubasabira basobole okubanga ate munnange baperforminga bulungi nnyo munnange ate batuleetere ate ekikopo tomanya gye binaggwera naffe tujja kubeera nga ate tuli bawanguzi. Updates zaffe ez'olunaku olwaleero ngenda kubanga nzikomya wano ku dakiika 20 ezakaita ku ssaawa 2 ez'amakya g'olunaku olwaleero. Tugenda mu kukumulamuko katono nnyo bwe tukomawo abagenyi baffe bagenda kubanga batwegattako era ng'omukulu Rogers Tulyahabwe agenda kubanga abakutuusaako. The Mighty Drive ekyagendera ddala mu maaso. Good morning.
The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
What the church do?
Tawali man, what's up?
Man, can you imagine people just dump everywhere? Someone drinks water and throws the bottle wherever.
Come on, Rogers. What else do you expect people to do with an empty bottle?
Simanya now, recorder. Did you know that plastics take at least 450 years to decompose?
What? That's a long time.
Exactly. Because plastics are made out of a lightweight and flexible material that doesn't decompose easily. And plastics everywhere in the environment cause plastic pollution.
What is plastic pollution now?
It is the accumulation of plastic waste in the environment, like bottles, polythene bags, straws. All of these contribute to plastic pollution.
I have been using them without knowing their effect.
Yeah, a lot of people have. Plastics are a danger to the ecosystem, both on land and in water.
So how can we overcome this problem? Is there something we can do?
Oh yes, we can reduce by minimizing the use of plastics, reuse by repurposing them, or recycle by collecting and processing them into new products.
Everyone wants to change the world, but no one wants to change themselves for the world.
How about we change our habits for the world?
And it starts with me and you.
This message is brought to you by Alternative Digitalk.
Are you craving for that special meal that will entice your taste buds and leave you with lasting thrilling memories? Look no further. Spice Island Bulenga has got your answer. Natural, fresh and delicious juice, the best meals. Don't miss our daily specials from Monday to Sunday. Pizza Wednesday, Saturday Pizza Bonanza, you buy one and take two. Come dine with us and feel the experience. We are located at Prime Shopping Center in Bulenga, Mitiana Road. For inquiries, call us on 0704111720. Spice Island, we treat your cravings. Hi Rogers, can I ask you something?
Shoot.
What does corruption mean?
Well, summarily, corruption is abuse of public power for personal gain or for the benefit of a group to which one owes allegiance. For example, when a public office is abused by an official accepting or soliciting a bribe. By the way, private people can be corrupt too, like bribing police officers to escape fines.
Okay. So exactly how does that concern me?
Well, do you pay taxes?
I guess, yeah. What does that have to do with this?
Everything. Because those taxes you pay are supposed to facilitate services you use, like water, electricity, roads construction, medicines in hospitals, name it.
Okay, that is much bigger than I thought. But it can be stopped, right?
Well, yes it can, although it may not be as easy as it sounds. And here is the reason why. Corruption roots are grounded in our country's social, political, economic, bureaucratic traditions and policies.
So, what has kept it going this long? I mean, why don't we stop it?
Well, the main reason why it has been here for so long is because institutions are weak, either as a result of poorly defined ethical standards of public service, weak administrative and financial systems, or ineffective watchdog agencies.
What can we do to stop it?
At a national level, we must focus on strengthening the independence and effectiveness of public institutions that fight corruption. At a personal level, we must commit to never giving a bribe.
I promise I'll never give a bribe.
Well, that's a great decision you have made. Me and you now have to spread this message to all our friends. If we all do our part, corruption will be no more.
This message is brought to you by Alternative Digitalk.
Looking for a pair of shoes? Les Hub Stores has a wide range of selection for unisex footwear. We have the best quality of all brands at pocket-friendly prices and with neck deliveries countrywide. Just place your order or reach us on 0772 08 0090. You can also check up at Les Hub Stores on all our social media platforms. Les Hub, craft your own footprints.
The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk. The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Hi Rogers, can I ask you something?
Shoot.
What does corruption mean?
Well, summarily, corruption is abuse of public power for personal gain or for the benefit of a group to which one owes allegiance. For example, when a public office is abused by an official accepting or soliciting a bribe. By the way, private people can be corrupt too, like bribing police officers to escape fines.
Okay. So exactly how does that concern me?
Well, do you pay taxes?
I guess, yeah. What does that have to do with this?
Everything. Because those taxes you pay are supposed to facilitate services you use, like water, electricity, roads construction, medicines in hospitals, name it.
Okay, that is much bigger than I thought. But it can be stopped, right?
Well, yes it can, although it may not be as easy as it sounds. And here is the reason why. Corruption roots are grounded in our country's social, political, economic, bureaucratic traditions and policies.
So, what has kept it going this long? I mean, why don't we stop it?
Well, the main reason why it has been here for so long is because institutions are weak, either as a result of poorly defined ethical standards of public service, weak administrative and financial systems, or ineffective watchdog agencies.
What can we do to stop it?
At a national level, we must focus on strengthening the independence and effectiveness of public institutions that fight corruption. At a personal level, we must commit to never giving a bribe.
I promise I'll never give a bribe.
Well, that's a great decision you have made. Me and you now have to spread this message to all our friends. If we all do our part, corruption will be no more.
This message is brought to you by Alternative Digitalk.
Are you craving for that special meal that will entice your taste buds and leave you with lasting thrilling memories? Look no further. Spice Island Bulenga has got your answer. Natural, fresh and delicious juice, the best meals. Don't miss our daily specials from Monday to Sunday. Pizza Wednesday, Saturday Pizza Bonanza, you buy one and take two. Come dine with us and feel the experience. We are located at Prime Shopping Center in Bulenga, Mitiana Road. For inquiries, call us on 0704111720. Spice Island, we treat your cravings. Looking for a pair of shoes? Les Up Stores has a wide range of selection for unisex footwear. We have the best quality of all brands at pocket-friendly prices, and we make deliveries countrywide. Just place your order or reach us on 0772 080090. You can also check up at Les Up Stores on all our social media platforms. Les Up, craft your own footprints.
What at the church, though?
Tolina, what's up?
Man.
The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you to today's edition of the Mighty Drive. My name is Roger Storiawe, and together with my colleague Lydia and we have a guest this morning who is from the Humanitarian Society, and we're going to be looking at a number of things that about humanitarian response, crisis, and all of that kind of stuff. And it's a pleasure because a lot of times these people are the ones who do respond when issues hit. I do not know. I want to understand the perspective where they come in the disaster preparedness. Those are some of the things that we're going to be exploring to understand. If the Uganda Red Cross Society participates in the disaster preparedness, should they know there's an imminent danger that is likely to happen? So those are some of the things we're going to be talking about today. We have a gentleman, of course I'm going to call him to introduce himself. But even before we get to that, the late Archbishop Desmond Tutu said that all of humanity is dependent upon recognizing humanity in others. And so when these people dedicate their lives to making sure that people have a good life, that they are responded to when crisis hits, they are there to help. Those are the things that we do appreciate as human beings. And so he's going to be here, he's going to talk to us, and I'm going to invite our to sample for giving us the updates, of course, and giving us the knowledge of what is happening in and around us and our communities. Of course, that also helps us to make informed decisions as we live about and go about business every single day. So I'm going to invite our guest for the day to introduce himself, say hello to you guys, and then we can get right into it. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, sir.
You're welcome to the show.
I am grateful to be here. My name is Sserugo Osbert. I'm from Uganda Red Cross Society. I am the branch manager, Uganda Red Cross Society, Kampala Central Branch.
You're most welcome.
Thank you so much.
Okay, I think let's start it at that. Tuongere okumanya Mwami Osbert yani. Yeah, in details.
In details.
Yes. Olugendo in Uganda Red Cross Society lutandikira luddawa.
Oh, olugendo lwange mu Uganda Red Cross lutandikira mu ssomero. In a school, in the high school, when I nsomera Rutete SS Senior 5 when I sang club ya Uganda Red Cross Society. Majimu masomero tubeera mubamu zituita links. Uganda Red Cross zituita links naye abantu bazita clubs. So it's all the same. So ntuuka mu Senior 5 nensanga waliwo club ya Uganda Red Cross. nenyingira nga member newandiikisa nentandika okuparticipatinga mu youth activities, mu cleanups, mu blood donation. Nemala senior 6 nenvaawo awo ngenda ku Kyambogo University bayo nkolako emirimu egy'enjawulo naye nga ndi in touch ne Kyambogo bwe natuukayo nensangayo club yemu ya Uganda Red Cross Club at Kyambogo University. Still enjoying because already na in experience ya myaka 2 karate nyisanze ku upper level ne enjoying a club yo ne tutandika nga tukwasaganya emirimu gy'omu university nga dukenda kuwa bwere ne tugayamba ku ekitongole mu ngeri ez'enjawulo ng'okukunganya omusaayi university nga twakolanga o clean up exercises around Banda sorry n'ebitundu ebyetooloddeawo kumala emyaka 3 gye namala Kyambogo. Kati awo Kyambogo nvaayo nenfuluma kw'eggwanga kumala emyaka nga 6-7 koma mu Uganda nga 2019. Kati bwe nkomawo of course Uganda kati emyaka 7-8 gye maze nga siriwo nga Uganda yandikadda nga degree gye nnina tekyagasa. Kati nenoonya ntandikirewa of course ebyokulibya ebyawabweru wano biba tebisoboka. Tumali kungamba lwaki togenda ku kitongole n'obeeyanjule n'obagamba nze mbadde wa Red Cross okumala emyaka gyonna gye maze mu ssomero mumpeka volunteer. Ate nno nali musajja mukulu myaka 3+, 2019 mbadde musajja mukulu. So ekitongole ne banzikiriza ne bansindika ewundi bujo naye nengende nga volunteer. By description, a volunteer, you give yourself, your time, your efforts to do work with or without pay.
Pro bono, in other words.
Yes. So I went to Bundibujo, worked for 9 months. Katao bidao COVID nejja. COVID bwejja mwezi gwa kusatu. Ne bankomyewo e Kampala. Ne tuyingira ne tutandika okugaba emmere, still ngali volunteer. Mu batuuze nga screeninga okupima corona ku bantu mu butale mu makubo wa nga volunteer. Kati corona eggwawo egenda ekendera anyway nga waliwo ka project akalala kali na Kivaale isinjireyo mu West. Still ne bampa obuvunaanyizibwa bw'okugenda okusupportinga project yaliyo. Meanwhile I am doing different courses. See today I'm trying to compete within the market. Yes, makati yao sibyogedde nagenda kwe Makerere nenkoleka postgraduate KM&E nga bwenkola ebintu bya volunteer akasente kabampanga eri kaketeeka eno ngezaako kati okufitinga mu society in terms of jobs. So from by the time I left Nachivaale, I had already finished my postgraduate in project planning and management from UMI here in Kampala Jinja Road. Run advert ne runninga. Kati advert bwe runninga nenkolesa opportunity eyo. Red Cross bawanye ekitiibwa omuntu awaddeyo obudde bwe. Labor from senior 5 now to university. Now I've come as a volunteer for almost 2 years. So advert we are running nga bawagala manager wa Kampala. Nateekayo. Ekisooka nali nina skills, nina papers. Experience je maze mu kitongole kumpe emyaka 6. It could not be taken for granted. Kati kiba kizibu nnyo omuntu omulala okujja no you outcompete me. So I was given an offer. I competed favorably but had an added advantage that I've been around.
Ntibali bakumanya at least from high school.
At least and abasoma history Napoleon waliwo kyayita open career to talents. Open career to talents nti emirimu giweebwa abo abagisobola abalina obumanyirivu ate balina ne byetaagisa okukola omulimu ogwo. So it would be hard for someone to compete me by that time. And eventually I was given an offer, and since 2021 to date I've been a manager with the Uganda Red Cross Society to date.
Role ya clubs zino mu masomero mu kushapinga abaana olowooza nti omwana bwa joininga zino clubs, is there anything they get from it?
A lot. Omwana bwayingira club ya Red Cross mu ssomero ayiga obuvunaanyizibwa bw'abantu abalala okufa ku munno nola nti ali mu mbeera ennungi ate nga teri akusasula ekyo waliwo no munnange kyatandise nakyo nti Desmond Tutu kwegamba okukola humanitarian work you do it with one heart, with love, with everything you have to save the life of someone else, whether there is or whether there is no money. So kati mu masomero omwo abaana tubayigiriza for example kweyonja mu ssomero, cleaning around school, whether bakugambyeko mu class oba tebakugambyeko cleaning. Kati ekyo mwana bw'akiyiga n'akitwala awaka n'akitwala mu community abantu babeera mu good environment, healthy environment. 2 okugaba omusaayi amasomero ago goolaba gatuyamba nnyo.
Anti kati ffe bwe bajjanga ba Red Cross nga tumanyi ogaba omusaayi bakuwa soda wa mirinda ne biscuit. Anti
kati awo olabye soda gwe naye wali tutuukayo mu masomero ago ne twogera n'abaana buli lunaku tubeera nabo mu masomero. Nakati bwe nva wano saa 11 ngenda ku Korolo Secondary School ku meeting abo abaana. So tubayigiriza nti okugaba omusaayi si soda. The benefit is kutaasa obulamu bw'omuntu oyo eyeetaaga omusaayi ogwo. Waliwo omuntu ali mu ddwaliro ataawa bamugamba twagala musaayi kyokka omusaayi teguliiko ate nze naawe tukimanyi nti mu nsi yonna tewali kkolero lya musaayi. So kati abo abaana tuba tubayigiriza nti bw'oba ogaba omusaayi togugaba kufuna soda na biscuit, ogugaba kutaasa bulamu. So we teach them, we train them humanitarian work. Kati omwana n'akula nga akimanyi. So bw'aba akuze n'asalawo okujoininga Red Cross kati nga bwe natandika tekimukalubiriza okukola emirimu gya Red Cross. Why? Nti oba okola oba bakusasudde oba tebakusasudde. Kati okugeza leero nze okusesawa almost 11 kwetegeka kuvuga ku avoidinga jam otuuka wano. Tulowooza nti bajja kunsasula allowance y'okuba nti nkedde mu studios za Digitalk okwogera ku Red Cross, but I'm doing it with one heart because I love what I'm doing. If I was to share some photos of what we do, you realize that waliwo emirimu gitukola. Omuntu nakusanga mu katale ng'oyera olweyo manager ina masters ina courses biki nayo ino olweyo oli mukwera mu katale. Why are you doing this? Or on the street? To show people that sweeping is not a punishment. Nti okwera mu kubo oba okwera mu luguudo si byaba abatasoma. It is a responsibility of everyone okuyonja w'okolera okukwatagana ne tulwanisa ebirwadde. Twawuliddeko nteekayo nga wabalose ekirwadde kya kolera.
Yes.
Ebyo biva mu bukyafu obwo abantu batafaayo baweza government etuyambe. Government ida kutuyamba buli kimu. Tuyina okweyamba ffe nga ffe. So byebyo tuba tuyigiriza abaana mu masomero kyombuuziza tuba training humanitarian work. Omwana n'akola nga akimanyi n'okula ng'omanyi nti obulamu bwa munno nawe kikukakatako. Toyita ku muntu nga bode mutomedde ku luguudo n'olaba ng'akyassa n'oyitawo. Mpaako ky'okola. Abo abaana tubayigiriza first aid. Ki ky'oyinza okukola ng'osanze omuntu avaamu omusaayi mungi. Oyo omuntu yeetaaga omusawo ave mulago oba ekirudde oba gw'okumutaasa. Akakatambala koyina mu mutwe osobola okukajjamu n'okwata omuntu oyo n'omusiba omukono awava omusaayi mungi ate n'otaasa obulamu bwe.
Okay.
So for I understand you're members of the International Red Cross.
Yes, please.
And since I was born, I've had the Red Cross. Someone I think it has been there before even my father was born. For someone who's joining us for the first time, who's probably seeing you for the very first time, would you mind to take us through what are the objectives and the mission of the International and the Uganda Red Cross Society in particular, but also how you have come to evolve over these years?
It has been a long time. I like that. Let me start with that. Maybe you'll remind me with the other question later on because it takes some 5 to 10 minutes. So the Uganda Red Cross, Ngabo Gambia, it's a humanitarian organization and it's part of the International Red Cross Committee. And Red Cross has a history that has tangible evidences. Nti bino byaliwo sikuyiya nti nga bwetwalabanga mu history waliwo bye batulimbanga ino osirikanwa nti kinanimbye. But Red Cross, its history started in the year 1859 and it started in Italy.
My grandfather was
Yes, it is as old as that. That in the year 1859, mwe abasomako ku history waliwo different wars in Europe. Europe was at war with each other. Napoleon yazo okukanga ku machana agamba ba Russian team mwe muninde enchanja kujjo bayigirize somo. Nga balanga ki ngolusi bagala testing weapons just twakoze machine yenene twagala testing mu ggwanga gundi. So Europe was always at war with each other. But in this case, there were wars of independence. In particular, Germany and Italy, bali bawambibwa Austria mu colonization. So for that reason, countries were always fighting to get their independence. So in the year 1859, Italy nesaba support okuva mu ggwanga lya France. France lekkiriza. France wekkiriza kati Italy ne France ne benganga Austria. Olutalo lwali mu katundu bakayita Solferino mu northern Italy. So a war broke out between France and Italy on one side against Austria. Nenga Italy yagala independence. So during that war, actually that war took for just 16 hours. But in 16 hours, 15,000 people died. 15,000. Yes, in 16 hours. Then 25,000 people became casualties. Just in 16 hours. So imagine if it went on 4 days. So during that war, because of the large volume of casualties, the army doctors, the civilian doctors, the medical personnel were overwhelmed. So there was this gentleman who had traveled to Austria for business called Henry Dunant. Yali avudde mu ggwanga lya Switzerland nga bw'oda agenda ku Dubai kusuubula awalala. Kati bw'otuuka olubala ne lutandika. Kati olutalo bwe lutandika, Henry Dunant was not a doctor, was not a nurse, not even was he trained in first aid, but he had this humanitarian heart. Lije nkugambe abaana okubayigiriza okuva mu masomero n'akola kimanyi nti obuvunaanyizibwa bwe kulaba obulamu bwa munne nti ali bulungi ate wasobola n'oyamba. Kati oyo musajja n'alaba abantu bafa, abantu bataawo, bamukubye essasi Musaayi kuva mu mungi, ono agudde wansi ekyekango, omanyi ekyekango tekimanyi muzira. So kati omusajja oyo n'akuŋŋaanya aba Austrians abaaliwo awo bagezeeko okutaasa. Nga bw'olaba omuntu ntatemeddwa emmotoka awo n'ogamba naye mujje tumutaase, muyimirize emmotoka tezimutomera. Tikiyita kuba nti oli musawo. Just okuwulira nti even naye muntu alumizibwa tumuyambeko. So Henry Dunant mobilized people. People came in. People started helping. Ono abadde agudde bubi ne bamutereeza ensingo, ono abadde yeetaaga amazzi ag'okunywa ne bagamuwa, ono abadde avamu omusaayi mungi ne bamusiba. Abaali bamanyi okuvuga emmotoka olutalo bwe lugenda lukendera ne babajjawo abo ne babatwala mu malwaliro. Olutalo ne luggwa. Kati olutalo bwe luggwa, omusajja Henry Dunant n'addayo mu Switzerland ndimugezaako mu bumpimpi. So when he went back, n'atuula n'awandiika ekitabo. Ekitabo ekyo, it was a recollection of what he went through during his stay. Yamala mu lutalo olwo in 16 hours. A recollection of what happened, what he did. Era mu kuwunzika n'agamba nti we should start a humanitarian organization
that responds to this
that will be responding to these emergencies, because me and you, we know that Europe is always at war with each other, and therefore there is no day we shall not be fighting and people will be dying. So it is for this reason we should start a humanitarian organization. So ekyo ekitabo yakiyita The Memory of Solferino. Solferino was the other place in Italy where the war was so fierce. So he circulated the book to different European countries, abantu ne bakisoma, those who were able to read and write by that time. Jukira ffe mu Africa bali batuyigiriza okufumbira abazungu.
nga byokusoma si byaffe.
Okutuyigiriza okusaba, but in their home countries they were doctors, they were engineers, they could read and write. So he shared the book, countries read it, and they came up with an idea of sitting down and discuss this book. In the year 1863, 5 years down the road, an international meeting was called in Switzerland. Why in Switzerland? Because the author was from Switzerland. So they came to discuss this book. Bala nti byawandiika byasuggestinga birimu eggumba kuba buli lutalo buli lunaku olutalo lubalukaawo ate abantu bafa. So 16 countries came and met in Switzerland in 1863 and discussed this book. From the meeting in the same year, they agreed that the humanitarian organization should be formed anonymously. But the question was, which name are we going to give it? the great thinkers of the time looked at the emblem of Switzerland. If you look at the emblem of Switzerland, it has a white cross on a red background. White cross on a red background. Yes. So the great thinkers immediately decided to credit it to Switzerland. Why? Because the author is from Switzerland. So they go to the coat of arms. If you look at this, we have now a red cross on a white background. So it is exactly a reciprocal. They changed the opposite of the emblem of Switzerland, shaded the cross, which was white, they made it red. Then where there was red, they put a white. Immediately, the organization was called the Red Cross Society. That word society, I must add it there. Why? Because now they realize that this organization would lack funding in the near future. But if they make it a society, people in different countries own it.
They can contribute.
They can always contribute as members and support it to do work. So eventually it became the Red Cross Society.
So it does not have any religious attachment, because at one point I was thinking it's a Red Cross, and everyone, of course, when they see that, that's what comes to their mind.
I can give you a discrepancy, a difference as how we are not related to any religion, because countries, people think that this cross is the same as the other cross of Jesus Christ. But if
ordinarily, when someone looks at it, it's what they think.
Ideally, no. If you look at this, they are 4 equal squares. 5 actually, 5 equal squares. Yes. 5 equal squares.
Okay, the other one is
then the other one
little protruding.
Little protruding in form of human being. So it's totally different from this. So eventually, the Red Cross is formed. Now, the question was, how is it going to get other countries? Each country that attended the meeting went home with an idea. We started now seeing American Red Cross, Canadian Red Cross, British Red Cross, Switzerland Red Cross. Each country starting in a Red Cross, but naming it after their country. Now, in Africa, the Red Cross reached Uganda in 1929. 1929.
From 1854?
From 1863.
Sorry, 1863. 63 rather?
Yes.
To
1929.
1929, that is when it came to Africa.
To Uganda. I've not gone into the details of other countries.
Okay.
I want now to bring it to Uganda. So in Uganda in 1939, yes, 1939, the Red Cross starts here, around Entebbe Airport. Me and you would ask ourselves why around Entebbe Airport. And it started by a group of women who were not daughters or sisters of the kings by then. They had no affiliation to the British government who were here. They had no affiliation to the kingdoms and chiefdoms, but mere women around Entebbe Airport. We would think, we all know that women are so hospitable, they are welcoming. There is a possibility that these women got into contact with foreigners who were coming to Uganda by then, the explorers, the chartered companies, the missionaries, for different business activities in Uganda. So women started it, and they named it the Uganda Red Cross Society, surprisingly. 2 years down the road, 1941, Britain, the then colony master here, realized that these women have started the Red Cross, but already Britain had started it in their own country, Britain. So Britain adopted the Uganda Red Cross and named it British Red Cross.
Here?
In Uganda.
In Uganda. Ibajoga, buddy.
Ibajoga, so it is Jogo. Huh?
Yes, they named it British Red Cross. So since then, 1941, it became a branch of British Red Cross. Okay, so it started running activities of the Red Cross, like they're doing in their home countries. In the rest of the world, the wind of change, Red Cross started spreading like wildfire in countries because of its benefits in humanitarian services. So countries were struggling, starting Red Cross here, South African Red Cross, Nigerian Red Cross, Egyptian Red Cross, Kenya Red Cross, Rwanda Red Cross. All these countries in different ways started their own Red Cross. 1962, we got independence. When we got independence, the British left. Now Uganda remained in the hands of Ugandans. Shortly after 2 years in 1964, the Parliament of Uganda sat to discuss the fate of Red Cross. Now it was owned by the British left. So who is going to own Red Cross? The Red Cross remained. The Parliament agreed and accepted that the Red Cross can remain playing an auxiliary role to the government in humanitarian services or in saving lives. But they gave that position to the Uganda Red Cross, meaning that the Uganda Red Cross now remained an independent entity, not government, but also not an NGO.
But supported by government.
Not supported by government, but supporting government, playing an auxiliary role to the government to save lives.
And respond to crises.
Of course, playing humanitarian role, it involves all those. So eventually, the Uganda Red Cross became a Uganda Red Cross independently, 1962. With an act of parliament, we started becoming an independent entity. We are not an NGO, and we are not a government organization or parastatal. How do we differ from NGOs? An NGO from USA, like UNAIDS, Save the Children, they come here, open office, do a project or a program. At the end of 20 years, at the end of 5 years, they will pack their everything, close office, go back. But the Uganda Red Cross was here in 1939. It is still here. It is not going anywhere.
So altogether, yes. That's a very interesting story. But do you have attachment to, for example, the international one, of course? Now, aside from just having the fact that it's where it began, and you bear literally the same name, do you have attachment? Is it the international body that funds you? Is it, because if I understand, I think even the Geneva Convention provides for the Red Crescent, which is also the foundation for all of you.
Yes.
So how do you play? How do you work with the international bodies?
There is an attachment. We work together in saving lives. But this does not mean that the international committee of the Red Cross funds the Red Cross.
So are you autonomous, semi-autonomous, or how would
we are autonomous? We're independent.
Ah.
Yes, we're independent, but we work together. If you come to Rubaga Road, our national headquarters, you realize we have other Red Cross societies that we work with. For example, we have the Kenyan Red Cross, you'll find the German Red Cross, you find the Austrian Red Cross. They have offices there supporting the Uganda Red Cross to do projects. But we are an independent body, and we share a logo with them. And we usually attend conferences and meetings. They support projects in Uganda in saving lives, but not often. We struggle on our own to save lives in Uganda. And I mentioned the word society. I want also to bring it out that the Uganda Red Cross is a society. We are as well a membership organization. That everyone can become a member of the Red Cross, including the president, including all stakeholders we know in Uganda, including the Kabaka, including kings of where. Everyone can become a member of Red Cross.
Do they have to pay a certain amount?
Oh, yes. Membership ranges from from ages. We have from 0 up to 17 years. Basasula 15.
A month, a year?
Not monthly. You pay 1 year. Katugeze nti osasudde mwezi gwa munana kati membership ye begwawo mwezi gwa munana mwaka ogujja. Kati bwe gwawo bo subscribing ate kasente katono. So kuva ku 0 okutuuka ku 17 basasula 15.
That's for the start.
For the start.
Okay.
Then bwoba renewing abo baba ba 12. Okuva ku myaka 18 okudda kwa 3 basasula 2,200. Bwoba renewing na 15. Okuva ku myaka 3 okudda waggulu basasula 5,000. Kati 5,000 omwaka gwe guggwawo renewing na 2,200. Osigala ngo renewing, every time you renew we give you a new card. Because now you have renewed your membership, so we give you a new membership card.
Birika emitendera nti when I renew, mva ku level A oba nenzira ku level B.
Tebiri mu levels. Just you renew and you remain the same person. Nga kati nga Digitalk TV, kati yo, this is the corporate now company. Tesasula 5,000 because it's not a person, it's an entity. For corporate companies, Digitalk, companies like MTN, companies like Coca-Cola, banks, for them, we have packages of gold at 5 million. we have silver 3 million, then we have bronze at 2 million. So companies, entities, and organizations can also become members of the Red Cross, but as corporates now.
So it's also yearly, buli mwaka.
Corporate companies, they don't renew.
It's a one time.
No, for a life member.
Ah.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, become life member, they become partners, we continue doing work together here and there.
Okay.
Yes. So that is briefly the history of the Red Cross and the journey we've moved to date. Okay. This does not necessarily mean that we have no attachment to the government. No, I don't want to lie, I'm a Christian.
So before Ngatatuna talk about attachments in the government, there is a question. Bofuka member, what are those benefits zofuna mukubanta or subscribe beings of fuka member wa Uganda Red Cross Society?
Nga sina kiddamu ekyo nange njagala kubuuza. Bw'oyita ku street oba wano ku luguudo n'ogaba omusaayi ofunamu otya?
Banyambye omuntu.
Ekyo okitegeera kati answer tejja kuba nzibu. Kati bw'ofuuka member wa Uganda Red Cross oba oyingidde okuyambako ekitongole kya Red Cross okutaasa obulamu bw'abantu abalala. Nga bw'ogabye omusaayi ogugenda okuweebwa omuntu omulala gw'otamanyi nako gw'otalisinkana nako. Bwe kityo bwe kiba nti membership gy'otuwa $5 for example, tujja kujjako ng'omutwalo tukukolere kakadde. Kakadde kaffe kalungi naawe bw'okalabako. So after wawasigadde $4, izo ntizikwata neteeka eri ku account. Kati River Nyamwambe Kasese, River Manafa, Elgon Mountains, Mbale, Bududa n'awalala. Kale disasters bwe zibaawo abantu bakuba enduulu Red Cross mutuyambe. Kati tudduka ne tugenda wali ku account yaffe. Giri emitwalo gye twakuŋŋaanya membership abantu bazze nga basasula ne zijjayo. Tujja amafuta ne tugulamu some items obuluusi abalala tuwa cash. Tuyina some benefit that we give to people who are in emergencies in form of cash. It's called multi-purpose cash transfer. Okay. Whereby we no longer give people to good the blanket into individual, you know, say
one yesterday which I got.
Yes, some way yesterday which I got wanting to give people dignity.
That's
yes.
good.
Lately, omuntu wamwanga blanket naye atayagala duve. Mutwalira akawunga atayagala muceeri.
Abadde ekyokusalawo naga nti kati nze njagala muceeri.
Sibire ebyedda nti beggar has no choice.
Your beggars have choices.
This time round, people affected by disasters, we give them choice. It's respect. It's the modern interventions in humanitarian response that we give the beneficiaries chances to decide on what they want, not us deciding for them.
Okay.
Yes.
I think we're going in for a very short commercial break. When we return, the Mighty Drive continues. Tugenda kuba twogera ku nsonga ezikwatagana ku kitongole kino kya Uganda Red Cross Society. Atugambye tebalina kakwate na government wabula bagiyambako. So mukuyambako government tebaginafuyiza ate okubanga munnange tekyatuukiriza buvunaanyizibwa bwayo because bakimanyi Uganda Red Cross Society weri ejja kubanga eyambako abantu abafunye ebibamba n'ebirala ebigwa mu koweri. So katumule mu katono nnyo, the Mighty Drive continues.
The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
Go to the church, though.
Tawali man, what's up?
Man, can you imagine people just dump everywhere? Someone drinks water and throws the bottle wherever.
Come on, Rogers. What else do you expect people to do with an empty bottle?
Simanya now, record. Did you know that plastics take at least 450 years to decompose?
What? That's a long time.
Exactly. Because plastics are made out of a lightweight and flexible material that doesn't decompose easily. And plastics everywhere in the environment cause plastic pollution.
What is plastic pollution now?
It is the accumulation of plastic waste in the environment, like bottles, polythene bags, straws. All of these contribute to plastic pollution.
I have been using them without knowing their effect.
Yeah, a lot of people have. Plastics are a danger to the ecosystem, both on land and in water.
So how can we overcome this problem? Is there something we can do?
Oh yes, we can reduce by minimizing the use of plastics, reuse by repurposing them, or recycle by collecting and processing them into new products.
Everyone wants to change the world, but no one wants to change themselves for the world.
How about we change our habits for the world?
And it starts with me and you.
This message is brought to you by Alternative Digitalk.
Looking for a pair of shoes? Less Up Stores has a wide range of selection for unisex footwear. We have the best quality of all brands at pocket-friendly prices, and we make deliveries countrywide. Just place your order or reach us on 0772 08 0090. You can also check up at Less Up Stores on all our social media platforms. Less Up, craft your own footprints.
The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.
You're welcome back from that short commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about the Uganda Red Cross Society and humanitarians, and people have dedicated their lives to alleviating suffering and promoting human dignity in emergencies and crises in the world. He has given an interesting story at the beginning of this whole journey. All along, well, for me, I thought it had links with maybe the church and all of that, but apparently it's independent and has the logo has nothing to do with religious connotations, but much of what they do is also helping, which is not very far from religion. But now, as we come back, one, you wanted to highlight how you work with governments.
Yes.
Governments in this case, because it's not just Uganda, it's international, it's everywhere. How do you work with government? And you wanted to throw some light before we went to the break.
Oh, yes. I mentioned that we are an independent humanitarian organization. We are not a government body, but the government sometimes comes in to support what we do. For example, if you come to the Uganda Red Cross, anyway, not coming today, you must have seen ambulances of the Uganda Red Cross.
Yes.
Those ambulances were given to us by the Minister of Health to support us in responding to road traffic accidents. Road traffic accidents are everywhere. Every other time we hear accidents happening here and there. So we have several ambulances on major highways in Uganda. Be it in Guru, be it in Kisoro, be it in Hoima, be it in Busia, we have ambulances there. And those ambulances were given to us by the government of Uganda to support us in responding to road traffic accidents and saving lives. So government sometimes comes in. Yes, I wanted to demystify the fact that government does not fund us everything that we do, but it comes in to support us, like you and some other person will come in to say, I want to support Uganda Red Cross in mobilizing blood donation. We have different partners. We have MTN, we have banks like Stanbic, we have DFCU, we have Centenary that have come in to support us in these humanitarian organizations. I mean in humanitarian interventions. So eventually the government also sometimes comes in to support us in saving lives. But we are independent organization.
Mulimu government, but mukolaganira wamu.
Tukolaganira wamu.
My question, waliwe tuwadde tugendera mu kumulamuzi nti bino bye mukola okuvaayo ne muyamba abantu, especially nga waliwo obuzibu obuzeewa, nga waliwo ebibamba ebize, because tubalabyeko landslides ne mujja, river Nyamwamba bwe yawaguza, yes, ne mujja ne muyamba abantu. So what the humanitarian work gye mukola eno, temulowooza nti enough ya government kyeyali badde ekola ng'ate mmwe mukikola bo ne babeera nga si be bavuddeyo okuyamba?
Nedda, tetunafuye government mukwano. government yatuwa obuyinza ogiyambako kiringa ddade bw'ava awaka mami yavudde awaka agenze ku safari n'akugamba nti mwana wange ngenze naye ddade wo tasulanga njala mu nnaku zino zisigenda okubaawo kiba kitegeeza nti ofuuse mujja wa mama
anti kati oyinza okuyamba n'oyambira ddala oyinza okuyamba n'oyambira ddala
the other one remains a parent akuwadde responsibility ogenda gikola naye asigala aliki mu buvunaanyizibwa
it's like when you're married to your husband n'atuuka kale obanga talina mukasente n'otandika omuyambako ku buvunaanyizibwa obumu nebikyuka n'akulekera ddala n'abukulekera ddala bwennyini nga tekyakikola
bino byanjawulo.
Okay.
Government gave us a responsibility to play and a role to eat and save. So we support the government. Actually, waliwo abantu abalina endowooza eringa eyo, but surprisingly you realize that every other thing we do, for example, in this disaster management, we are in touch with the office of the Prime Minister. Yes. We're in touch with the office. We work hand in hand. So there's no way how we can take over government position and yet we are supporting the government in saving lives. We give a hand to the government.
And speaking of now supporting the government, I understand the government has a whole ministry for disaster preparedness.
Yes, please.
What role do you play in disaster preparedness? Are you a part of that, or do you just come in when disasters happen and you respond to those issues? Are you a part of
the team where disaster preparedness?
No, we are not part of it, but we come in, and there's nothing we can do in closed doors. Whenever there is an emergency, as there is need to respond to disasters, we communicate to the office of the Prime Minister. We get meetings here and there with stakeholders, and if there is need for logistics, government will come in, they provide us, and we go and respond. Sometimes, because of challenges that we usually see the government, the Red Cross is usually trusted in doing such work. And for example, beta go kuwaya abantu akawunga, kati government, Red Cross twina ba volunteers banji across the country, twina ba members banji across the country, and it would require a lot of money to hire people to go and distribute that portion. Yes. But Red Cross, because we can distribute that portion cheaply with the help of our members and volunteers, now OPM network so we are taking over government. We still maintain our supportive role. We support the government.
My question wasn't taking over the government, but also now to ask, since your work is mostly in response, yes, what is the sustainability of that response?
What do you mean by that?
When a disaster happens, for example, let me give you an example of Bododa. You know that it's susceptible, even River Nyamwamba, it can happen any time again.
Yes.
And you know that is a natural thing. And it's very likely to happen. How do you make sure that your response is sustainable? The next time, should that event happen again, the people will be ready to.
I want to assure you.
To face it.
I want to assure you that we are not surprised by disasters. We have mechanisms that we can detect the disaster is going to happen. We have technology that is planted upstream of major rivers in Uganda, in Nyamwamba, Kasese, in Mbare, in Bududa. We have technology that can detect that the disaster is likely to happen, so that we go in advance. Netugamba abantu be Kasese, be Mbare nti you guys adding in the next 2 days. So kindly relocate and go to places where the government is secured so that you can remain safe. Then those who can, when they go, they go. Those who refuse, when problems come, we go and respond. Now, coming to your question, how do we sustain? We have resource mobilization teams at the headquarters at Red Cross that are always on the watch, on the road, mobilizing resources here and there to make sure that we prepare ourselves in advance for whatever happens. I don't know whether I'm trying to answer the question of sustainability.
Yes. I was looking at sustainability on the side of the recipients of the response.
Yes. And of course, Okay, supporting them throughout.
No, not throughout. Okay, what I mean is, like, when you respond, again, okay, you've answered this a bit about the technology that you can foresee something is going to happen. But what I meant is, when you respond, for example, at the first incident,
Yes.
how are those people prepared for that incident? Should it happen again? Is what I mean by the capacity of the people in other words.
Of course, we have volunteers, we have staff, we usually go there, talk to them. When it comes, of course, our support cannot be sustainable for a year. We support them for like 3-4 months. And then there are areas that the government gazetted, such that these people can migrate from areas that have a lot of disasters and go to safer places. So now, we embark on that, go and talk to the people, convince them that please, this place that you are living in, Bududa, for example, is dangerous. Please relocate and go to other places that where you feel you can be safe. So that means if someone heeded to our advice and shifted, that person will not get problems. But there are those who refuse and insist and stay in the same places. There's nothing much we can do to them. Because yes, we cannot get police and go and there's nothing we can do. But as far as for sustainability of interventions, they are not sustainable. We do what we can do to help them with cope up in the next 3, 4, 5 months. Then after, they can continue on their own.
Just one more before maybe she comes in. When you're doing all of this, I have seen some part of what you do has to do with prisoners of war and people who have been caught in the line of fire and that kind of stuff. How do you do that? And does it? Have you at any one point had issues with like governments? Now this is on a general scale, not necessarily Uganda and so on. Have you had issues where you've had instances where you've had issues with governments and all of that?
Issues to do with what?
To do with if you're doing like prisoners of war and you're trying to sort of rehabilitate them. And
for us, we don't deal with prisoners of war. No. I should have maybe told you from the history that now later on when wars started ceasing to be the only problem to the nationals in different countries, then emerged the issue of disasters. Now, Red Cross has now 2 branches. We have what we call the IFRC, that is the International Federation of the Red Cross and Red Crescent. And then we have I'm forgetting another one. This one deals with the disasters as they come in. So you realize that for us, our role in wars is to give relief. To give relief to if someone has been affected, if someone has hurt, we take them to hospitals, we provide blood. But now when it comes to issues of handling, you call them what? You call them prisoners of war. That's not our role. That's the role of governments. Yes, because for us, ours is entirely relief and humanitarian support during such times. Then the rest we leave them to responsible governments and try to manage their things. Maybe we have a component of restoration of family links. We haven't reached at that level. Maybe entirely what the Red Cross does. Comes to prisoners of war, those are now issues of the government that we may not intervene in.
Are you the same people abakola kubana abantu ababeera mu refugee settlements?
Oh yes. If you give me a few minutes, I would talk at the general overview of what the Uganda Red Cross does. Probably it would answer your question in one way or another.
Okay, because abantu abamufe ebitujira mu bongo either kugaba Musaayi bakuyambako bantu abafunye ebibamba and all that. So we would love also to get to know bemukolako.
Okay. Now, one, Uganda kyebamanyi oba ensi yonna kyebamanyi Red Cross kyekola. Musaayi. Blood donation. Ekyo ne bw'obuuza omuntu saawa mwena nga yakazuukuka n'omugamba gwe Red Cross ekola ki? Ajja kugamba gaba Musaayi. Ate kikyokka abasinga kyebamanyi actually waliwo yambuuza ne kati nti bibambuluka nga tebikyajja tuli mu biseera byaggundi byekyeya kati muba mukola ki? Musiiba waka.
Ebiseera ebyekyeya tewaba byakola.
So, other than blood donation,
yes,
we do disaster and risk management. Ekyensanze namumanyi kyamazzi okumbuluka kw'ettaka n'ebirala nti disaster has happened. We've been talking about this. So we do one, blood donation, two, disaster and risk management. Nga bwe nkugambye tetutuula okulaba nti tulinda amazzi bweganako abantu beekasese tuddukirire. No. To building structures kumanaginga embeera nga tenabaawo n'olulala ng'emaze okubaawo. Nga bwe nkugambye tulina technology replanted upstream of River Nyamwamba nga tusobola okufuna communication from the same technology. Ne tumanya nti River Nyamwamba there is a likelihood of melting of glaciers, and therefore we tulina ebi community radios bye twaplantinga in communities. Yes. So but tumala kufuna communication from our technology. We use our community radios, we use megaphones to communicate to people that please relocate, a problem is coming. So people leave, those who insist they stay, and when water comes, So you realize that we keep on working before and after disasters. Now, that is disaster and risk management. Then three, twin component here, restoration of family links. Families, nga refugees we bajja ne batuuka, for example, Nyakabande Kisoro, Bundi Bujo n'awalala. Families becoming disintegrated kubanga jjukira tebagamba bana tugende ekintu kibawo kiro ekisasi kituluse oba bomu buli omu n'akwata lediye. But when they reach here, the father is in Changwari, the mother is in Nachivale, the children are in Chaka. Kati ugenda okulaba bwana, we are looking for our parents. Mwavaawa. So kata timu yaffe neewuliriza, bali balina essimu, bali tebalina, mwajja naani, family za mwalubeera naani, mwavaawa. Kati net communicating kuba buli camp tuba tulinamu abantu.
yes,
Kati tulina emmotoka, tulina byonna ebikola, airtime, phones, everything to do tracing. And eventually, in next 2-3 weeks to 1 month, we reunite these families. That's what we call restoration of family links. Then between department here, health and social services. When I'm putting on this jacket and I'm in town or anywhere, actually what we antumiriddawo kubitaala nga njije eno katika envudde mu motoka mbadde mu jacket. I'm sorry musawo. Naye nga the fact is kukyabasawo kyemanyi ne Panado manyi nti bamera 2 times 3 just ekyo kyokka ndowooza.
ng'oli mukulu.
Ku myaka gye ninaane byensomya. What I'm trying to mean. Naye, of course, now with the time I've spent with Red Cross, I've started first aid. I can provide first aid very well. But between the department, health and social services, the department in more medical doctors have trained. Those who can handle epidemics and pandemics. Those who have been to Ebola in Mubende, Kasanda, and Mityana. Those who have been in COVID-19, those who are managing, that is the Department of Health and Social. The public overview of mind to Red Cross, Musaayi. So abantu bampise Musaayi wali nempulira munda ngamba.
Ekitiibwa kyonna ng'ogenze nakyo.
Then twin Department of Emergency Response. Now the Emergency Response Department, this is now the one that responds to emergencies. Ekizimbe kigudde mu Kisenyi, Twina team gye tuyita RACAT, Rapid Action Response team, abo ba volunteers badduka ne bagenda Awabude. Tuba ne connection, a lot of network in town everywhere. Nti kintu kiguddewo information, it doesn't take 5 minutes to reach us. Actually, we get to know before even the police knows. If I give you a scenario of 2021 bomb blasts at Jubilee Insurance and CPS, I was the second person to arrive before police. Why? Because of our network of volunteers and members. So, the emergency response team, for it to respond to emergencies as they occur, an accident, fire outbreak, we have those ambulances that the Minister of Health gave us that now we use to respond. Of course, zina abasawo about responding God, abakubidwa bomu, tubateka ku mazzi, bateka ku eddagala mangu ne babatwala mu ddwaliro. That is the emergency response now. Then we do community service. Byembagambe kwera ku luguudo, kugugola myala. We try to show communities that they need to live in a healthy environment, and cleaning up your area or your home is your responsibility, not the responsibility of the government. Waliwo osanga nga tuli mu kwera abantu ne bakubuza musawo na wana toyezeewo kyokka mu maaso g'edduuka lye nga ye tasobola kwerawo alabira ddala nti gwe osasulwa ssente nnyingi jangu oyerewo naye twerawo naye n'omugamba naye munnange nawe buvunaanyizibwa bwe okwera wano ensonga lwaki tuvudde eri fe tetuli wa wano ate teri yatusasudde okujja okukola ki okwera. So you realize that we do a lot than just blood donation.
Mwamukola n'ensiisira z'ebyobulamu nti oba abantu bagenda kubakebera ku ndwadde ez'enjawulo ne muteekawo olusiisira lw'ebyobulamu mu kifo ekyenjawulo.
Ebyo nabyo tubikola naye tubikola in partnership with other agencies. For example, tuyinza okukwatagana n'aba Sun Frontiers, tuyinza okukwatagana bano abakebera sirimu, tuyinza okukwatagana n'aba screening cancer. So different people usually come up and we partner with them. We put a health camp. Nosanga kweyo camp tukeberako ekirwadde kya sirimu. We do nitubanga tukolako TB screening, nitubanga abantu bageberako omusaayi, nga tukola ku family planning, nga tukwatagana na partners abalala bakola ebyo. Nitwekwatira wamu nabo.
Mukwatagana n'aba partners wabulete mukikola mmwenga abantu
ffe awo tuba tukola blood donation, some counseling. Yes.
Has there been a moment you have been in you've done assistance and response to conflict areas?
Conflict.
And what challenges have you faced in
conflict areas? Just try to walk to work.
So what challenges do you face?
Issues nope on streets twaliwo challenges weziri. Why? For example, abantu babeera ne bias ku government.
Okay.
Kati nga oba balaba emmotoka y'amagye oba ya government during crises, kati nga bazikuba amayinja. Kati twali tuyina ambulances za Red Cross government zeyatuwa kati ng'ina number plate ya UG. Bajikuba amayinja katonda yataasa. We have had crises even on international scale nti waliwo volunteers bayingira mu ggwanga lya forgetting the country nga bambadde zino jackets. Kati bali abasiraamu bwe balaba aba volunteers bambadde jackets nga ziriko emisalaba.
Was it Iran?
It's in the Eastern Europe. Eastern Europe. It's Turkey.
Oh, Turkey.
It's Turkey. So balaba actually they saw Russian volunteers bambadde zino jackets. Kati nga ziriko emisalaba. Kati bali ne balowooza nti abakafiri ba Christians baze kutwataakinga. What did the soldiers do? They opened fire and killed them. So we usually have those challenges in political turmoil situations where rebels or soldiers shoot and kill our people. They are usually so possible. And even then, we have challenges where we find that in a war, oli akoleseza chance amanyi Red Cross is a humanitarian organization ate ayagala kutta abantu. Kati nakwata emmotoka ye nagibrandinga ne Red Cross. Oli nakwata ennyonyi aeroplane. Agiteekako emisalaba ja Red Cross. Kati bw'ajja awali abantu abangi abantu ne balowooza oba Red Cross erina keereeseeyo of course when there is a crisis like that people expect help, evacuation help. Kati abantu bakunganya balowooza ennyonyi inakyerese kati bagenda ennyonyi ng'esembera nejja mundu ne bakuba abantu. Those are some of the challenges we face during crises and ugende ng'okimanyi. But of course naffe tuli bagezi tuyina kye tuyita safe access framework nti every other time there is a need like people fighting on the streets, abantu bekalakasa tugamba ba volunteers baffe ne ba staff baffe nti your health, your life is much more important than anyone else. Bwe nkusanga ku luguudo ng'emmotoka ekutumidde ng'oli nkuvaawo Musaayi sina gloves sikukwatako nange mala kuyiiya wakiri nfuna akaveera. So in such situations twegendereza nti tulina okuba safe first than anyone else. Wakati sigenda kwewaayo okubula Yesu yakikola kyekka kufiirira muntu mulala.
On that same issue, ya challenges emufunanga mukola nnyonnyodde wali nti emmotoka emu ambulance gye mwalina ina number plate koyugi bagikuba amayinja. Have you considered okutuukanga mu byalo ne mwogera okutegeeza abantu about Red Cross biki byekola nti oba ekoma luddawo oba etandikira luddawo for people to get to know more about what Red Cross does, but also n'okubawa amagezi ku butale basobola okwekuumamu ebintu ebyenjawulo baba obanga oba omuntu first aid, what do you need to consider, olina kubeera otya and all that.
Ensonga lwaki ndi wano, our viewers they are now, I have a feeling that now getting deep insights about the Red Cross. The next time bw'olaba emmotoka ya Red Cross tugikuba amayinja because we are not government. So one, we use the media. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay. We use the media. We use community radios. We use megaphones to tell people about who we are, what we do, and what we stand for, so that no one should mistake us. With the government or any other person or any other organization with ill intentions. For us, our Lord is to save lives. Then, to equip people with the skills on life saving. Oh yes, we do. Even right now, my team is at office training volunteers, training internship students on life saving skills, first aid. Nti tufaayo nnyo okulaba nti abantu abali attached to us bafunamu mu ngeri gy'okufuna obukugu bw'okutaasa obulamu bw'abannaabwe mu communities ze babeeramu. Those are actually some of the benefits one gets when you become a member of the Red Cross. Nti olina omwana waka eggumba limutuze oba ekyennyanja, something like that happens. You need not to go to hospitals. Just waliwo obuntu obutonotono bw'okola omwana n'asobola okukola ki okuwona. Oli adroninze mu mazzi teweetaaga kukuba nduulu, mugjeyo mpola mpola mugalamize wansi munyige ku lubuto amazzi gasobola okuvaayo atereere. So we do that really. We equip communities and people attached to us to be equipped with first aid skills and life-saving skills such that they can save their lives and save the lives of others around them.
And now in situations like we had Ebola in Muwende,
yes,
how do you ensure the safety of your personnel, volunteers, in those volatile environments and hazardous ones?
I wish I could, I think I should have shared these photos with you. Twina chetuita PPEs, personal protective equipments. Mubamu shields, mubamu gloves, mulimu gumboots, mulimu overalls. Nti abo twina team jibaita SDB, safe dignified burial. Nti abo bebakola kukuziika mu ndwadde ziri zisobola okukwata omuntu kuva ku muntu kuludda ku munne nti okutte ku mulambo. Yes. So we have a trained team that is specialized in doing that. And they have done it in Muwende, like we've said. And they did it in Ebola. Even we, like I said, we've been helping the government teams to do those safe barriers. Kuranti abatuze one yafudde Ebola babeere safe tebamukwatako, but the Red Cross emuzike. And we have not had any case where our staff has died on duty. So we are trained and we have enough equipments, protective gears, to protect us or protect our staff from such challenges. Yes, and we've done it successfully. In Muvende, we did it in COVID-19 during COVID-19 periods, up to now.
And when, of course, now again, since you are all under the umbrella of the International Red Cross, do you support each other? For example, if a war breaks out like it was in Libya or anywhere in Africa, are you able to support those Red Cross societies in those countries, like to provide that emergency response?
The Red Cross has 7 principles, and among others, there's the principle of unity. Red Cross we tubeera wonna tukolera wamu. For example, Kenyan Red Cross. I mentioned it that at headquarters here, Rubaga, we have other Red Cross societies that come in to support the work of Uganda Red Cross. We also support other societies. So, remove a question mark, yes we do. When a country says there is need, but even then before you ask for help, the IFRC, that International Federation of Red Cross, will be there already. They will be coming in. Different Red Cross societies help each other during crises. It's true. We work as one family. We help each other. Because we very well know that countries lack capacity to handle such a situation.
On their own. Yes.
On their own. And therefore we come in to give a hand. Different societies come in to give a hand.
Okay.
Yes.
Ekibuuzo kino kinsiiyidde ddala okuva gye twatandikidde.
Kikubere.
Naye kankireete. Abantu abajoyininga, abamembers abajoyininga Red Cross, ogambye muyina kanjiyite fields ez'enjawulo ze mukwasaganya nti bwe muba mugaba omusaayi waliwo bagendawo disaster preparedness and all that. Abantu bano mubasayininga kusinziira ku bitabo bye balina oba ku bumanyirivu bwe balina nti okay, bwe kiba kugaba omusaayi gojja kuddanga wano, bwe tuba tugenda okuyamba balina ebibamba twetaaga omuntu ono oba noono ku tiimu.
We have the human resource department equips different personnel with different capacities to handle situations as they come in.
Bwe mbanga njoyininze nga sisobangako busawo naye nga njagala kale waakiri nkoleko ebimu ku byabasawo.
Okay, for example, blood donation. As Uganda Red Cross, we do blood donation with partnership with the Uganda Blood Transfusion Services, UBTS. That is a blood bank, Nakasero or Mengo Blood Bank. Now, we have our mandate as the Red Cross, but also the blood bank have their mandate.
Yes.
Katugwa figwa kukunga. Jangu kama Musaayi. Labo boita wali kumeni price. Labo wala bukuita jangu gule.
So bote tebalinaako we benyigira yadde nti oba mu kufumita kayiso bakola ki?
Aba
Red Cross.
Fete tufumita mpiso. Fe Red Cross mu kino ogwafe gwa kukunga ne government ekimanyi ne UBTs nabo bakimanyi kitukola tukisobola kuba tukimanyi bulungi tulina obumanyirivu. To market, to convince the local populace. Nkuyita ne nkuyigiriza ne nkusomesa ne nkansolinga n'okkiriza n'ogaba omusaayi oyagala toyagala. Ngendo kulanga okugabi. Abenga sino kinkuwadde. So kati awo seetagako omusawo. You just need to be appealing your character, the way, the approach. Kubanga omuntu ajja kukusanga walaga we yahongaba omusaayi.
Bibange ebyempaka
y'ogwange. Omulala omuyita n'akubuuza ogenda kumpa ki? Olina ssente zigenda kukuwa ssente. Juzi nagaba omusaayi ya nkimanyi wagaba naye munnaye. Nkukwata mpolampola ne weekalakaasa ne nkukwata mpolampola ne nkuwa obudde mu ddakiika 12 oba omaze okukkiriza. So ogwaffe gwakusudiya okukunga ne tula nti tukubudaabuda n'omaliriza ng'otaasiza obulamu.
Has there been instances where you've had less blood in your, I don't know what that is called, and you've had to get from outside or somewhere else?
Outside the country or what?
Yeah, probably.
No, blood is a consumable good, but it doesn't have any factor around the world. So, like any other consumable good, it is scarce. So, tukula obutawera. There's no day we are seated in Butetnunya Musaayi. We are supported by, for example, kingdoms like the Buganda Kingdom, it has already done us a lot. Of course, when the Kabaka comes out, his voice just one. Nakungaba na Uganda, Baganda, his word enough is enough to give us thousands and thousands of liters that we need. But otherwise, it has always been a challenge. Blood is needed every day. So getting back to the point of who does what, us as the Red Cross, we mobilize, but now the blood bank for them is to do the bleeding. Then eventually, when we collect blood is taken to blood bank. This is blood group A, this is blood group B+, this is O+, this is O-. Then it is dispatched in hospitals. Kati oyo katemba gwe tole kuwulira nti omusaayi gutundibwa omusaayi bikola bitya bikolerwa eyo kiringa URA bwe collecting esente neziteeka ku treasury ya government ebiddako temanyi government yemanyi katojja kugamba nti URA yali ya sente ate yaziri eti ye collecting ni government so kati ebisigadde biggweereyo mu malwariro byetuwulira babikolera eyo naye tugezako okukunga abantu n'okubakubiriza nti omuntu bwakusaba sente akuwa omusaayi tukubireko tulina toll free numbers zetukolesa ku ambulances ne ku communication from communities community feedback to the Red Cross tukubire ku namba yaffe ya 0800 2M088 kiddamu 0800 2M088 kati bwe batukubira ku namba eyo ffe tuba tusobola okuwa omusaayi ate mu ddakiika ntono mu bali ba members baffe ba volunteers baffe tulina social platforms we tutegeera nti omuntu yeetaaga omusaayi B+, we just type on groups hello we have an emergency, someone needs blood group O+, blood group please wherever you could be come in and support omuntu agenda kugamba nti ndi Entebbe I can give the blood. We have cars, we drive cars, go pick that person, take them to Nakasero, get blood from them, take them back for free. Nitubanga tutasuza obulamu. So, naye nga tugeza olw'okuba ntukolabulira nako omusaayi ebiseera ebimu bigubaayo naye waliwo ebiseera bituuka ne guggwaawo.
Ng'abantu tebakyagugaba?
Abanga bagutwala nnyo.
Kati nga mu luwummula abaana nga tebali mu masomero. Abaana be badda mu masomero gatera okutuwa omusaayi ennyo. Kati abaana bwe baba bawummudde tulaajana. Tugufuna naye nga tulaajanye nnyo nga bw'omanyi nti bannayuganda baagala kukola nfuniramu wa jawo gaba omusaayi onangulira lanki nampaayo
ayagala soda
ate soda of course soda is guaranteed
oyo yabaawo of course oyo yabaawo
soda is guaranteed olw'okuba nti bwe tuba tukuggyako omusaayi mukendeera musamu sugars kati soda ne biscuit yensonga kikuwa ebintu ebiwoomerera
ogwaliri alumujja gumumalamu
tuzekoguba guvuddekwawo yes so that is now the partnership that is how we do that blood donation bano kujja ku musaayi ffe gwaffe gwa kukubiriza kukunga
abavubuka bangi tulina that love for money nti bwe naaba nzija ku Red Cross okusaba omulimu ne bwe naaba nzize kale okubanga mbeegattako nja kusuubirayo akasente akatonotono ate nga wagambe gino mirimu gya bwannakyewa okola oba osuubira ssente oba tosuubira ssente omuvubuka oyo omwagazisa otya okujoininga Red Cross ng'akimanyi nti munnange nja kukola ne bwe banaaba tewali kasente naye ng'atejjukira alina obuvunaanyizibwa.
Njagala kukubiriza buli omu yenna atufollowinga kweno show nti voluntarism is the only way to go. Volunteering it is the only way to go as far as building a career is concerned. Naddala bano bansomyeko, when you are done with school, walk into any organization, whether public or private, ask them you want to volunteer. Yesterday I was orienting my internship students that after school, what is next? Next is looking for a job. Yes. Where are you going to look for it? Work. Waliwo abali lake nti as soon as you finish school, the job is there, of course. They planned 4 kids.
They planned kids.
Kati fabatari planned. Walk through any organization or private entity where tell them ask for volunteering. The HR, the managers will tell you, we don't have space for volunteering. We don't. Tell them I can sweep. I can clean toilets. I can do casual work. Just keep me around. Cleaning, regardless of your degree, of your master's of what.
The address. Okay,
one. This one is going to give you so many things. One, you have an address. In our days, when we finished university, 2010, that was my first degree, we would use my name, Sserugo Osbert, then 07, then you put your telephone number, then you put your email. Which employer would love to see that today? Advert agenda furumangi babokusaba 3 years experience. Chukawaka from campus. Atujinawa. Unajigurawa. Are you going to buy it anywhere? But when you are volunteering, it gives you that upper hand. That one, you have an address. The employer will be convinced that much as you've been volunteering, you've been working. The difference between me and the volunteer is that I got a chance, I have a job, a placement, and I'm being paid. But you find that they have more or less same skills, or some of them are even more intelligent than us.
Yes.
But the difference is that for us, we got a chance, we are working. So when you're an insider and you're volunteering, this gives you an opportunity that when an advert runs, you can be considered. 2, social networks. Now you've entered the Red Cross as a volunteer. You know me as a manager. Next time I'm going to send you to work with blood bank and collecting blood. You get to know blood bank. Next time Centenary will come in to support blood donation, you meet staff of the Centenary Bank. Next time MTN will be coming in to do something. If you are shrewd and smart, in all these partners that come on board to work to support the work of Red Cross, you can't give faith to connect with one. Chitaba wala abasinga obungi kati manager bwakubirako bw'osinkana manager bw'oba targeting okufuna chips chicken
yaba targeting
naye bwakutargeting nawe bako kyomutagetingako.
Okay, mbako lwakuba olusi tutagetinga bubi.
Batagetinga obulungi. That's my point.
Yes.
With this, you've come into volunteer, but you are now getting connections within us. And at the end of the day, you will get your good father. It will help you land to the right job. HR, you are now getting hands-on skills. You got skills, theory from class, but now we are getting hands-on skills. So by the time you spend 2-3 years with us, you shall have learned a lot. Then the other challenges are abavubuka abangi tulowooza nti ebitongole nga URA, Uganda Red Cross emirimu bagibeereza bagiwa abantu baabwe. That's what most of people think. Really, and that's not true. The challenge is that most youth, because they don't want to put time, they don't want to volunteer, arabagenda kumenyekera bwerere, banna oyina okuteekamu nawe okufuna. We all know that. So emirimu abagifuna beebo abali munda bavolunteeringa bastrugglinga. Kati bwe nkugambidde nti wali
nti bagenda oggulanga ng'olwedde volunteer yagusa.
Already nga volunteer mwali munda. Actually, most jobs they do internal advertising. They in-source. Then bwe babula omuntu munda ne bakuteeka wabweru. They do outsourcing.
Ate bagenda ku outsourcing nga nabo munda balina be bakonekitize already.
Kati ate lwaki togenda ku kitongole, togenda ku company n'obagamba njagala volunteering. Ne bw'otambula mu kifo ky'okubeera ng'ozunga ogenda wa mukwano gwo simanyi ogenda mu bbaala simanyi day out simanyi birthday simanyi ki. No. You meet a girl, it's midday, yetise ebiboxi tulina birthday, wiki yonna n'ogimala ng'olimu ebyo. Kiraba? Kati bubudde singa obumala volunteering somewhere, at some point it will get you to where you want to be. But bino ebyokuslayinga kukola ki kugenda mu kibaala n'ogamba emirimu gyabula gavumenti etuyambe mukwano.
Olinga tulemesa okweyagala.
Nze nkubuulidde ndi father.
So Really, thank you so much. But also, generally, on a general scale,
Yes.
how can the public participate and be a part of the initiatives that you do? Generally, all the departments that you have said all have programs and initiatives and all of that. How can the public as a whole participate and be a part of it?
The public is that's a big
word.
Public has anyway. Our gates are open across the country. We have 51 branches in Uganda. In Kampala, we have 5 branches, offices. Each division in Kampala is attached to a Red Cross office. Here in Makindye, there is one around Makindye Sabagabo. There's an office there. Anyway, across Uganda, we have different offices. Walking to a nearby Uganda Red Cross office near you, ask them you want to be part of Red Cross. I still insist on the issue of volunteering. There are situations where we find tuinayo kukka sente. See, government volunteering is purely for free. No, with us. As Uganda Red Cross, we appreciate nti omuntu ateekamu ka input ka transport. Nti omuntu wasibye alina okulya akamere yadde si kalungi nnyo noba katogo ka binyeebwa oba kinaye ng'olidde nga volunteer. So usually our volunteer rates per day tuba tukubalira $2,000 when funds are available. That is a condition to availability of funds. So when funds are available, volunteers tubasasula $2,000 per day. But I don't want to create an illusion in someone's mind that you come to the Red Cross
So you can earn
to volunteer knowing that you're going to get 20,000 per day. No. Come not expecting anything. Let other things, let the money thing come along the way. Because when you come with that issue of money, tebijja kukolera obulungi. Naye bw'ojjanga oyagala kuvolunteeringa, you want to save lives, you want to build a career, kuka support kakusanga already oli strategic bw'ekyoyagala okimanyi kati kajjanga bonus. Naye bw'onajjanga okulembeza ssente mukwano bijja kukubowa.
And ordinarily, for someone who's volunteering or is interested in volunteering, of course, there's some people out there. How much time is that? Like someone must volunteer for how much time in a day?
We have interventions where we work 8 hours a day. Usually it is 8 hours a day, from 8 to 4 or 5. Those are the. But we also have on-call volunteers. About government I have my 2 days in a week. So during their 2 days in a week, nebajja nebakola. Bwetubanga tulina engagements. Then tulina abalala betuyita nakola ku project okumala emyezi 4-5 netumuwumuza. But because of the good character they have always displayed when they are with us, that when we get another engagement and that person is still available, they are the first we call.
So there's no, in a day, for example, I work up to like 2 and I have more extra 2 hours, I can come and volunteer them.
It is also possible, naye kati biseera ebisinga osanga nti ebintu bye tulina okukola biba byatandise ssaawa 2 ate gujja kujja ssaawa 8.
Mbimalirize mu bimwatandise.
Kale ate kati ekyo si kibi naye obuzibu bwe bujjira wali ku kasente singa wabawo akasente awo niwagala okuba nti ate kati ozze ssaawa 8 waliwo yatandise ssaawa 2 ate kati gwe tuba tukola tutya tetukubala. Yes, but we would urge I urge Ugandans, especially the youth, to join the Red Cross as volunteers.
Enamba eno gye watugambye gye watuwadde toll free number ngikubako 24/7 nti ne bwe matumbi budde nga waliwo ekitweseewo nsobola okuba nenfuna obuyambi
anytime. Tulina call center wali ku Uganda Red Cross National Headquarters. Tulina staff batuula mu 24/7 shifts bali awo batudde mulimu gwabwe kupikinga amasomo wotukubirira wotukukwatira tebiriko tante masannyalaze gavuddeko tate tewetaaga airtime wokubira essimu eyo
obuyambi webufunira
essimu tugikwata then netukuwuliza. I don't want to guarantee nti wokubira essimu buyambi bufunira kisinziira buyambi ki. Waliwo abatukubira ne batugamba omwana wange bamugubye ku ssomero omeserawo tetujja kuyamba naye bw'oba olina omulwadde nga muyi yeetaaga ambulance waliwo ekiguddewo, it's an emergency, a building has collapsed, an accident has occurred, where we find we may not help, we refer you to other partners who can help. For example, oyinza otukubira ng'oyagala ambulance nga ambulance zaffe zonna ezisinga ziri mu engagements already, naye tulina ambulance za Ministry of Health, waliwo ambulance za KCCA. So if we cannot help, we refer you to Ministry of Health or KCCA. Still KCCA is Ministry of Health.
Tusaba tuddiremuko ku namba ezo ez'amasimu.
Yes.
Aliko tulaba asobola okuziwandiikako wamanga.
Namba eyo eri 0800 00 2mm0 88 0800 2110 88.
Okay. Ndoza tugenda kubanga tuwunzikira wano naye nga tetunnawunzika. Waliwo kye tutakoonyeeko Red Cross kyekola. Wa Munnayuganda atulaba kyetaaga okuba nga amanyi about Red Cross, Uganda Red Cross Society?
Basically bisinga mbikoonyeeko naye kye nandyagadde okukubiriza atulaba najja otulaba oluvannyuma nti yingira ekitongole kya Red Cross nga member nti kijja tuyambako naffe nga Red Cross okugezaako okutaasa obulamu bw'Abannayuganda nti bw'osanga wagabirwa omusaayi nti gaba omusaayi. Mpozi n'ekirala kyesandyagadde okwirabira kwe kuba nti tulinayo abafere abagezaako okulimbalimba abantu sindike sente ku namba eno registering nga volunteer oba member, then oluvannyuma omuntu n'ateekako emirimu nga 10, cleaners, sweepers, accountants, engineers. We are not a recruitment company. Tutwala abantu bweru. So bw'olaba akalango ng'ako munaekewale ate membership yaffe ekolerwa ku matabi gaffe aga Red Cross tetusindika sente online. Come to office, register as a member. Mwewale ebyo omuntu okugamba nti ati kati osasudde membership kati sindike emitwalo 16 eza uniform. Bana ebyo tebiriiyo. Ekyo ekintu bw'okiraba ezo online adverts zemulaba they are not genuine. Emirimu gyaffe gibeera ku website ya Uganda Red Cross. You got Uganda Red Cross, then you got careers, then you got jobs. N'olaba emirimu bawala emirimu egirunning, then no applying online oba n'obeereta ku office. Ekira wala wetu advertising mu New Vision, ate New Vision ya Monday yokka. So emirimu gyaffe awo gibeera kwabo abanoonya emirimu tuddamu kunoonya wali ku Google Uganda Red Cross jobs ojja kugwa ku bafere. Then ekisembayo ky'omusaayi. Nkubiriza Abannayuganda bonna nti omusaayi gwa bwerere ogutuweera bwerere naffe tuguwaayo ku bwerere. So tukkiriza okuguza omusaayi. Totya nti omuntu wagenda fa nti olw'okuba omusaayi gubuze. Kasita bakutemyako mu ddwaliro nti omulwadde waayagala musaayi ate tetuguyina wano tukubireko immediately tolwawo ku nnamba eyo. Tolwawo bunnambiro kuba ku nnamba eyo bagambe bannange ndi wano ekiruddu, ndi wano embalala, ndi wano ekabaale, omuntu wange ayagala musaayi ate mu ddwaliro batugambye teguliiyo. Faawo tugenda connectingirawo dots zaffe tulabe nti oyambiddwa. Yes.
Tweyanziza nnyo Mwami Sserugo naye twagala kuwunzikira ku lighter note nga tuli mu mirimu gya Red Cross nga tuli mu kuyamba abantu biki byesinga okunyumira mu biseera bye by'eddembe?
Muziki. Whether I am home, whether I'm not at home, obufu bwange wentuulamu oba nywa soda oba mazzi nekwata bwenti nempulikiza omuziki essaawa 3 oba ndinya boda oba nvuga nenzirayo waka nkakana ate naye wange nina muka kilabu mu nsonda awo ebiganya ofuluma ntuula mu nsonda nenconnecting ebyuma byange
akoloja akakopi agenda kakola.
You don't have to hustle. Motoka gyenvuga
omuziki gwina okuba
ne bugutaba musooka ne parkinga nindaba ekiganye wakiri mbula amafuta naye omuzinga mwegule.
Ndowooza tetusobola kubanga twongerako kigambo nakyo mbadde manyi agenda tugamba mupiira naye katugambye omuziki katutambulire awo Roger ye tetumanyi kituufu kyanyumirwa mu biseera bye bya ddembe naye kale tomanya naye luliba olwo alitubuulira byanyumirwa oba muziki oba mupiira oba kulya of course n'ebiseera ebiddemu omuntu asobola okuba nga anyumirwa nnyo okulya but mwebale nnyo mwenna ababaddeko omwami wa Sike webale nnyo webale ddala naye alina comment eno yagitaddeko emirundi ng'esatu eri mu capital letters HINIVU.
I think it was the other body you were saying.
It's an abbreviation of the principles of the Red Cross. I did not go to all that, of course it needed some time. But H stands for humanity, I is independence, N is neutrality, I and
V.
V is voluntary service, U is universality.
Then I and
is I'm forgetting it in a way.
Okay, tweyanziza nnyo tweyanzeege abakulu mwenna abakommentize abasharinze ababuuziza ebibuuzo tweyanzeege naye network tutawaanyizaamu but gwatasobodde kubanga oginyumira bulungi nnyo ku Facebook ku YouTube channel yaffe Alternative Uganda gendayo munnange shene ojja kubanga ogiraba bulungi nnyo ewe ate osobola okugattako okumanya tekukoma so byayogedde byonna byetaagisa gwe wonna wootaaga okubanga obimanya abadde alina ebibuuzo biweebuuza about Uganda Red Cross Society ndowooza ate omukulu abizeemu bulungi nnyo so genda ku YouTube channel yaffe osobola okubanga ate programu eno giddamu okugiraba bulungi nnyo ate oginyumirwe njagala kumwebaza omwami Sserugo Osbert ye mugenyi waffe wadde olunaku olwaleero okuva mu Uganda Red Cross Society era nga ensonga zetwogeddeko ate naawe zibadde zikwatirako ddala nkoze n'omukulu Roger Studio habwe bwe tukoze programu eno okuva ku ntandikwa paka ate wano we tuwunzikidde so nga ate ku kamera kuliko omwami Ali alibawa mu control room waliyo omukulu Jeremiah Muchibi omukyala Patience n'omwami Samuel be babaddeyo okubanga ate tukola programu eno nga bwe mugirabye kamagaliza okubeera obulungi ate tusinkana omulundi ogujja mweraba.
The Alternative Digitalk. Real issues, real talk.